While I was at my parents' house, they often, they keep clippings of things, if we've been mentioned in the papers. I don't know if you've heard this, Carl. In the Sunday Times, someone's written a letter about Carl.
Wow.
They can send in comments and views on things they've seen, read, heard.
Oh, excellent.
And this is what someone wrote to the Sunday Times. Who is Karl Pilkington, and why have I just wasted 5 minutes of my life listening to some of his cretinous thoughts on Channel 4? He asked, why are there so many dinosaurs on display in museums? Quotes, couldn't they just choose the best one and just show that? He summed it all up by deciding that we know too much. Somebody clearly doesn't know enough to know that this is a complete waste of airtime, showing no wit, intellect or creativity. That's from Wendy in Berkshire.
You can't have your critics. You know what I mean?
You've got to have your critics.
Of course you have. If everybody liked what you did, then you're not doing the right thing.
But think how angry she must have been to have bothered writing this letter to the Sunday Times.
Well, that's good.
I mean,
though.
you really must have...
It's all about getting people thinking. That's what I always say to you. As long as I'm getting people thinking about what I've said, she remembered what I said.
Yeah.
I'll tell you now, right? This, if I don't know if Wendy's, listening to this. But,
almost certainly not.
But listen, right? I was saying about the museums, right, and how they're big and everything, and they've got dinosaurs all over the shop. I read that in that museum, they've got something like 7 million bits of stuff in there, right? Now, when I spend 2 hours in somewhere, just show me the good stuff. Don't be saying we've got 7 million bits. Because there was a fella who opened it, right? I did a bit of research on the museum.
What museum was it?
It was the London one.
Oh, the London one, yeah.
So he's in there and he's collecting all this, bits of stuff.
What stuff?
Just whatever's knocking about at that time.
Okay.
It seemed like
you have researched it.
He never chucked anything away. It's like, I'll put it in the bin, pop it on the shelf.
Okay,
right? So
yeah.
he's put everything on a shelf.
Oh, right, yeah.
Museum. Then as time
I think you're going into too much detail, but just give us the gist of it.
No, but all I'm saying is, he keeps everything, and if you keep everything, sometimes it'll be good stuff, right? And a lot of the stuff was going missing, the good stuff. But people who set these museums up are just as crafty.
What?
The fella who found Tutankhamun, he was pocketing all sorts of fingers and stuff in his pockets. That had rings on them and stuff. So all I'm saying is, why is she having a go?
But
She's
hang on,
learned
wait,
something.
no, but we just gave you the chance then to defend yourself, and you just confirmed Wendy's point 1,000 times over. What was all this waffle about people nicking stuff? What's that got to do with anything?
Because she's having a go at me. I didn't nick
But she's
anything.
having a go at you for talking nonsense that's of no consequence, which is what you just did then.
It's all nonsense.
But what was your point?
Well, all right, then we'll watch Wendy's little programme when that goes out. Let's see what she's got to talk about. Sick of her. This is why Wendy's having a go, though, because you're not being open-minded. You're not thinking about...
But we're being open-minded to good ideas, to sensible thought, to intellectual considerations. We're not being open-minded to this utter drivel.
Yeah, but every invention is a bit... Who'd have thought the Frisbee would have caught on?
I love the fact that you think the Frisbee is the pinnacle of invention.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
No, it's an example of something that, if he was on some programme where you said, I've invented this, did go, get out. They wouldn't give him time of day to say, right, I've made this thing, it's out of plastic, you throw it about. What for? Well, you just chuck it out on the beach. What's the point? It's a bit of fun, isn't it? No, I don't like it.
That was an argument with himself.
No, but do you know what I mean? It's a popular little thing, and I'm just saying it's easy to put ideas now.
But you've never even come up with an idea as good as the Frisbee, and that's saying something.
I came up with a clippable mat that goes on a cup, and it's a good little thing. I haven't followed it through yet.
A what?
A clippable mat.
What's a clippable mat? What does that
Clippable
mean?
mat that you stick on a cup, so you can put your cup down on a table without having to go, where's that mat? It's clipped to the cup all the time. And you put the cup down wherever you want because it's got a mat on it.
I think I've seen that.
But why does it have to be clipped to
No, I
it?
think
Why
I
couldn't
have.
it just be built into the cup?
Because,
So it clips onto, you've got our special cups. It doesn't clip onto every cup.
no, but just the same way that every sauce is different. You don't say, I'm sick of this sauce, it doesn't fit a mug. You use the sauce of that. I mean, I don't use sauces. Just don't buy that sort
But
of
isn't a
stuff.
sauce of what you're talking about?
Kind of, yeah, but it's clippable.
See, Carl, when he disses all these great inventions and design, he says you don't need them, it's just faffing, what he means is he's a little bit annoyed that no one's picked up on his ideas, like the clippable mat for the mug, or, I don't know, what's the one about the tie? The tie that had a pocket.
Loads of pockets. But I didn't come up with that. That's something I saw somewhere. It never caught on. I've never seen anyone wearing one yet. It's such a good...
It's not a good idea. It's like having a carrier bag round your neck. It doesn't make any sense. It's a tie packed with stuff. You want to...
Imagine...
All right, Frank, nice tie. What you got in there? Baguette. Just ridiculous.
But imagine the day that the tie was invented. There you go. Do you want a tie? What do you do then? Put it around your neck. What for?
Well, I'll tell you.
What?
Because you haven't invented buttons yet and it keeps your shirt together at the top.
Well, all right then. Right. We've invented buttons. We're going to stop making these ties? No. Why?
He's got you there,
There you go. Now, I'm saying, what are you doing with that tie around your neck? Oh, it's a pocket tie. It's a what? Pocket tie. What do you mean? It's got pockets in it. Oh, that's weird.
It's all right, I've got pockets in my jacket.
Yeah, no, but hang on a minute. It's a hot day, innit? Don't want to put your jacket on.
Oh, or a tie.
Well, if you're going to wear a jacket, wear a tie. Leave the
No, I'm
jacket
not wearing
on.
a jacket. I'm wearing a shirt.
Give it a purpose. If you're going to wear something, give it a purpose. Everything has a purpose. A tie at the moment is just round your neck, keeping you hot. If you're going to be hot, carry something. Hands free. And everything's always there. A bag, put stuff in a bag, you put a bag down, you forget it. I always forget bags, that's why I don't like carrying them. You pop it down, you get up, you walk off, oh, where's the bag? A tie, when you go in a cafe or something for beans on toast, you don't take your tie off. I don't wear a tie. I would if it had pockets.
Carl!
The country would look smarter.
Right, you have pockets, so what are you carrying in this pocket?
I have got spare change,
Yeah, okay.
which...
You're rattling around like a cow in Switzerland, just like...
spare change, I've got like my debit card in there.
Right,
Maybe got me little front door key in one of the pockets.
okay.
Pair of scissors if you want.
Amazing. That's safe, isn't it?
Oh, that's a good place to put it, just around the heart area.
Yeah, and then near the throat. It's facing upwards. Brilliant. Carl, think what you're saying. So when you're on the beach and you just got your speedos on, pop a tie on, go to the shop, do a pop a tie on.
Well, no, you wear it in the appropriate times, but I'm just saying if you're going to wear a tie, let's make it useful. Let's give it a purpose.
Don't wear a tie, it's all right. You do not need a tie with pockets. If you're wearing a tie, you've got clothes with pockets.
And it's going to be weighing your neck down.
Don't go mad. If you're carrying anything big, you buy the scarf version.
Carl said the most exciting words. He said, I've had another film idea.
Wow. Does it star Clive Warren? Sell it to me like I'm a Hollywood executive. Sell me the film.
So what I was thinking is, I'm picturing probably, well, it doesn't matter, it's not as fixed, it doesn't have to be this person, but I'm thinking Tom Cruise.
Okay, Cruisey, yeah.
Excellent.
And the way it works is...
Do you know Tom, by the way, or have you got an in there, or...?
No.
No,
Okay, but you just...
I think it's a sort of film
that would appeal to Tom.
he'd sort of be into. I think it would be exciting.
Okay.
Great, okay.
So...
Have you ordered coffees?
What?
Did Cheryl get you a coffee?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thanks, great.
So...
Are you hungry at all? Do you want to...
No.
No? Great.
So...
Cheryl, I might have a tea, actually. Cheryl, if you could...
Will we wait for the teas before she comes in?
She'll
'Cause
just
Tom's
sneak
is
in.
slow.
She will be very quiet. She'll be like a doorman. She won't even know she's coming.
Okay.
You've got your coffee. I don't want anything. You don't want anything.
No, I'm fine,
Okay.
thanks.
Go.
Actually, I will have a tea, actually, Cheryl.
2 tea, Cheryl.
Okay, go.
Right.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Thank you. Is there sugar? Sorry, is there sugar in this, Cheryl?
Shut the door behind you. Thank you. Okay.
Go.
All the way. Go.
Tom Cruise. I got Tom Cruise. That's what I pictured so far.
He's just done Mission Impossible 7
Right.
in this film.
Oh, in the film.
So he's playing himself?
No, what you've seen on the screen is Mission Impossible 7.
So if you get Cruise, he is playing himself,
Yeah.
And he's just made that.
and in this film, he's just made Mission Impossible 7. Is the future, is it? This.
No, what you're seeing...
Okay, what's this film called?
I haven't got a title yet.
We'll just call it Karl Pilkington Project 2.
Right.
Okay.
So
KP2.
you go in. The opening thing is Mission Impossible 7. You think,
I thought it was KP2.
Yeah, I'm confused. Yeah.
right, listen. So what happens is then it sort of pans out. You see it's a telly. There's a bloke watching
Mission Impossible 7.
Right. His girlfriend's watching it going, oh, I love Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He's there going, I can't be dealing with him. He's
So
over
it is
it.
set in the future, though, this, because we're assuming that he's made 7, so this is a...
Yeah.
How far in the future is it?
Well, when will Mission Impossible 7 be made?
I don't know. Probably about 2 years, the way it's going.
Right, so, yeah, 2013.
Let's not get bogged down in all... A lot of these things we can iron out, as I say, in the script.
So you see Mission Impossible 7 on the
Cheryl, are
screen.
any of those biscuits still knocking around?
Do you want to do this meeting?
Yes, I do. Sorry, he's a bit easily distracted, but I will have a biscuit as well, sure. Okay, I've been watching his. It's Mission Impossible 7. He's pulled out. There's a guy in his room in his lounge.
His girlfriend's watching it. She's loving it. She's a fan
She
of
loves
Tom Cruise.
right?
He's a little bit niggled. He wanted to watch something else.
Sure.
She decided on the DVD. He sat there annoyed. I can't be dealing with Tom Cruise. I can't believe they've made 7 of these films.
Right.
He's a rubbish actor. I should be the actor. You know, I've been doing acting for years.
But he's not an actor.
Well, he is.
Okay.
But he hasn't quite made it. He's sending a lot of demos off.
Right.
Forget
So
that.
he's a struggling actor.
So what happens is, next day they get up, right?
Yeah.
She's still going on about Tom Cruise.
Loves him.
Thinks I'm sick of him. Right? She loves him.
Do you want my biscuits gone in my tea? I left it in there too long because he put me off.
Just hang on, let me just think.
Can I get the spoon, please?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, it's all
probably
gone.
the best.
Soggy.
That's soggy.
Cheryl, can we get some more of those biscuits in here, please?
Do you want to weigh more? Or?
Yeah, I'd love to hear
I'd
it,
love to
please.
hear
Yeah,
more,
I'm just
yeah.
conscious that Colin Firth's coming in. He's won an Oscar, so...
So, what happens is, he gets so annoyed with his girlfriend liking Tom Cruise, he plans to kill him. So he sees Tom Cruise, he kills him somehow. Now, it's some way...
Right, how does he kill him?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
okay.
Oh, I know.
So, he dies in the film in Mission Impossible 7. They're doing that thing on the strings.
Right.
He cuts, he lands.
Right.
His body is in perfect condition.
hold on.
But how is she watching the film?
Film, yeah, did they put it out even after Tom Cruise
No,
died?
no, sorry, he was filming Mission Impossible 8.
So he's, okay, so...
He's filming the next one.
They film the next one, the Mission Impossible, okay, sure.
He's annoyed, he's going, I can't believe they're making more of these films.
Right.
I can't get a gig, and yet
Yeah.
they're churning this crap out.
Yeah. Okay.
So, he's on his springs,
On his wires, yeah.
on his wires.
Yeah.
An accident
Spring sounds better. He's bouncing around.
Like a baby bird.
The strings cut, smash. Tom Cruise dead.
Right.
Right.
The bloke hears this on the radio, on the news.
Yeah.
The girlfriend's fella. Hears it on the news, he can't believe it. He's like, yeah. Takes his eye off the road a little bit in the celebration. Truck ploughs into the car. Right?
So he's killed as well.
Well, is he?
Okay.
Little interlude. Fades up. Comes out of... You're seeing it out of his eyes. You see his eyes sort of open. You know, when you're seeing it out of the eyes, you see the eyelids. And you see his girlfriend there sort of looking at him like a bit startled.
Sure.
And he's going, oh, what happened? And she's going, it's all right, it's all right. And he's going, oh, get me a mirror. She's going, I don't want to get you a mirror yet.
Okay.
Hold on, what's going on?
You've had a bad accident.
What's he going to look
All mirrors out of the room and everything. He's just learning to walk. He's going, why can't I look in a mirror? And the doctor's going, no point.
Yeah.
No point. You've got to get used to this body. Then he gets walking. It's
Yeah.
almost time to go home.
Yep.
His girlfriend comes in.
Yep.
It's her job to tell him the new news. The shock
What
news.
is the news?
She says, there's a mirror looking there. He looks in it. He's Tom Cruise.
Right.
Because he had his accident on the set. He had the accident. He ended up in the hospital. Quick, we've got to act quick. This is the time. This is the future.
Right.
Where they
can use bodies.
all the rest of it.
So Tom Cruise is dead.
Tom Cruise dead. This
But
bloke Brian.
his body's squashed, but what's his name, Brian?
Yeah.
But Brian's brain is in Tom Cruise's body. Just a donor body. He just happens to
Just
look...
happened to. That's how
Yeah,
it is.
it's just meat. It's
Just
Tom-
like a lung donor, a heart
Exactly,
donor.
yeah.
It's
So is this
timing.
Brian. He just looks like Tom Cruise now. He's got Tom Cruise's flesh.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Now, at first, initially, he's annoyed.
Sorry, just practically, who is doing the voiceover then for the...
It's Tom now.
So
He's
Tom's
acting.
sort of doing an impression of this actor.
Brian's inside Tom.
His name is Brian, but when you look at it on the telly, when the camera woozes round,
Yeah.
and you see him sat in his bed, it's Tom Cruise.
Sure.
Right, okay.
His girlfriend's over the moon, because she loves Tom Cruise.
Right.
He's gutted because he couldn't stand him, he can't stand the films. He's thinking,
Yeah, but
oh,
he must be thinking, I look like Tom Cruise, one of the most loved actors of his generation.
No,
And he's
you'd
also
think
good
so,
looking
but
bloke.
he's not, because he's in shock. Remember,
Right.
he was expecting to see himself, and when he looks in the mirror,
Yeah,
he
no,
sees
it must
someone
be
else.
shocking, yeah.
So
What's the voices?
he's going, I can't stand this. And she's going, calm down, you'll get used to it. I don't want to get used to it. And she's sort of saying, look, you're alive.
Right.
Stop moaning.
Yeah.
Brian. Stop moaning, Brian. Just call him Brian, I assume.
She says...
And Tom Cruise just had a sort of donor card that allowed his body to be given away, did it?
Yeah, it's the future.
Right.
This is 2013, Steve. Things have changed.
Clearly.
Right. What's his girlfriend's name?
Claire.
Claire and Brian. Okay. Great. Just a different body, just a slightly different look.
All
Just
right, so
like-
he's seen that he looks like Tom Cruise. He's shocked, but he's getting used to it.
He doesn't look like him, he isn't. When he leaves the hospital,
They go, oh, Tom, I thought you were
they're all
dead.
going, it's Tom. He's going,
Really?
oh, yeah. And he's going, oh, I knew this would happen, it's doing me head in. So he wheels out, he's in a wheelchair.
Okay.
He's going, I'm sick of this. The other patients are going, Tom, I thought you were dead. And he's
Yeah.
going,
Right.
yeah. And he's annoyed, he gets in the car. He gets out there, and he sees a poster up on the side of the road,
Right.
for Mission Impossible 8.
Hold on, though. It's finished. I thought he died while they were filming.
It's not finished. But now, these days, he's shouting about films before they make them. And they're going brilliant and all that hype
They
and
put a
everything.
poster up even after.
Seems premature.
No, the poster was already up.
That
They
seems
haven't put it up.
premature, given that a man died during the production.
Doesn't matter.
I've taken the posters down,
No,
but
it's
then I
not.
don't work in Hollywood. Right.
So the poster's up there and he sees it as he's in the car driving past.
Yeah.
And he thinks, that can't be finished.
Amazing.
They both look at each other. This is your chance. You wanted to be an actor. This is the chance.
Yeah.
Right.
Go back to the studio. So he goes in. Hello, you don't know me? And they go, oh, we think we do. And they go, no, you don't. I'm Brian. Tom died on your film set.
Well, they must know that. They must know that Tom Cruise is
died.
dead. Because his family must have been
Oh, if
notified.
you want, it makes no difference. We can tweak the script.
So this is... Brian has turned up looking like Tom Cruise. He said to the film company, right, who must know that Tom Cruise died on their film set. What were they going to do?
They would have had to wrap it up. They would have
Well,
had
no,
to
what?
say...
You said that the posters are up.
Yes, the posters are up before they've even finished
So they're
filming it.
cancelling the film until he walks in?
Basically, yeah.
Oh, so they are cancelling the film?
They're cancelling it.
Okay, so we're afraid that production has stopped on Mission Impossible 8 due to the death of Tom Cruise.
Hang
It's
on a
stopped.
minute.
What?
I'm Brian.
Who's Brian? Oh my God, you look exactly like Tom Cruise. Oh, have they done that thing where they put Brian's brain in Tom Cruise's body?
Yeah.
Ah, but it's not Tom Cruise. You can't act like him.
I'm
You
an
don't-
actor.
Yeah, but he was good because he was like one of the best
Yeah,
actors.
he's not that good. I never rated him.
Yeah, but a lot of people did. And he's
Yeah,
got
a lot
the
of
same-
people didn't. So
Right.
let me bring in a new audience for you here. I
But
can bring
can
it
you-
up to this.
Right.
So this, of course, gives it a boost because
Right.
The
people want to
flagging
see-
franchise
people want
is
to see
being
how good Brian is.
rejuvenated.
the
Yeah.
press, the news that's
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise and his new film.
Well, it's not Tom Cruise. They can't say that.
Well, it is though. When you look at it and you go, oh, it's Tom Cruise.
Well, no, you got to say a bloke that looks like Tom Cruise.
The body of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
The acting of skill, Brian.
The new movie Mission Impossible 8, starring bones and skin and stuff of Tom Cruise with Brian's brain.
I forget
Do
it.
you like Tom Cruise's face, but not his acting? And you're talking Mission Impossible 8?
Oh, Mission Impossible 8. From the people who brought you the first 7, and the hair of the bloke that was in the first 7, but with Brian doing all the lines. It's Brian! It's some guy I've never heard of! Oh, not the 7th sequel!
No, wait, sorry, I really want to hear the ending of this movie. Please let me ask questions. You had your chance to ask me questions.
Right.
So where are we, in a sort of 90-minute running time of a movie, where are we now in the film? Are we about two-thirds of the way through?
We're close to the end.
Okay, so Mission Impossible 8 has been made. So what's the end of our movie? Not Mission Impossible 8, but the movie you're making. What's the ending there?
Do we ever get to see him in Mission
I think,
Impossible 8?
yeah, but I think what happens is he becomes the person who he never liked.
Right.
And it's I just want to get across the moral that who are we? Are we the people in our body or the people we look like? What's important in life? Is it the way you look or the way you think? And he changes because he looks like Tom Cruise. He becomes the man he never liked.
Oh, what's his girlfriend think of this?
Who's
Brian's.
she's loving it, isn't she? Because she always liked Tom Cruise. She's over
What did
me.
Brian look like? Who would play him in this film?
Probably. What's his name? The bloke who was in Cheers, probably.
Ted Danson.
Ted Danson.
So Ted Danson is Brian. So right.
This is so confusing because Ted Danson's supposed to be someone that we've never heard of, even though he's Ted Danson, and Tom Cruise is playing himself, the famous actor Tom Cruise, who is now inhabited by Ted Danson, who's not Ted Danson.
Ted Danson as Brian.
Ted Danson as Brian, as Tom Cruise, as Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible 8. Wow.
Who's played Claire?
I'm up for you. You know, that's why I've come to you. I thought you
It's an
would know.
obvious suggestion. Rebecca De Mornay.
Okay, yeah.
She is so hot after the love of a brain or whatever it's called.
You wanna go where everybody knows your name is Brian.
Red Nose Day, Comic Relief, has come round again.
Yeah, Red Nose Day is obviously the very specific date in the calendar for the whole generic term comic relief, I think.
It's normally when the telecast happens.
Yeah.
People know that that's the day when they can dress up, do charitable acts. But of course, Comic Relief is a charity that's working all the time for disenfranchised all over the world. Have you always been a strong champion of Comic Relief, Carl?
Not really.
Why was I expecting that answer?
Well, I do loads of stuff without going on about it.
My gift to the world has been you, Carl, to be quite honest. I feel that you're the world's
I'm
now.
sure there's people in Africa going, we prefer blankets.
Doing a wills charity, isn't it?
Is it?
Sort of.
I mean,
No, it is.
if you make a donation to a charity within the will, I suppose that's quite charitable. But
Do you
just
mean-
giving money to your relatives isn't, is it?
Of course it is.
Well,
They shouldn't have it.
They're getting so much for nothing, but it's, I don't know, it's giving something away that you have no use for.
Exactly.
Yeah, but forget that. It's someone is getting something when
Yeah.
they've done nothing for it, really.
Well, I suppose it is charity, but charity is usually infused with some sort of altruism. It's like, it's not charity on your part because you're literally not around anymore. So it's no longer you giving it, it's just some
Yeah, but I
money
could
that
either
was.
give it them or not give it them. Once I'm dead and I've turned to mush, I shouldn't be worrying about Suzanne's mum getting a table.
Is that
but
what
you
you're
know-
leaving it?
Well, I've called up my dad first.
Why are you
and said-
doing a will for the
Because
show?
of this travel thing
Right,
I'm
yeah.
doing, and it can get dangerous, you know.
But why have you done a will up to now?
Because you sort of, I don't know, I felt sort of young and free. Whereas now,
That's never two words I've associated with Carl. He's always seemed like a man who's in his late 50s.
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
certainly
yeah.
never the idea that you're free.
If we're just talking about the head alone, it's the head of a late 50-year-old.
Free of hair?
Yeah, totally free of fucking hair.
I'm sort of getting on first name terms with my doctor.
Oh, really?
Chatting more. Oh, what is it this time?
How's your middle finger?
You
Not
know.
too bad, Carl.
All that sort of thing. So it's just made me think,
Have you had that done for the will, by the way, for insurance?
I think you
and stuff?
need to really for a will.
I think you do.
there's nothing on the
prostate
paper.
exam.
No.
No, listen, for insurance purposes, I think you need to have a testicular exam for testicular cancer. You're just leaving the high risk for testicular cancer, actually, and you're entering the high risk for prostate cancer.
And you can have both at the same time.
You could have both at the same
examination
time,
at the same time.
if he's a very dexterous doctor.
I wouldn't want that.
Why? Too much like...
It's just too much
playful.
going on. It's like someone juggling you.
Yeah, it's like being examined by Squiddly Diddly.
And so you said you called up your dad.
Called him up. I said, is there anything you want if I die?
Right. And presumably, you know, Suzanne, she's getting the lion's share.
She is. But then the fellow who was on the end of the phone talking us through it all was going, oh, you should get married. I was going, oh, shut up. He's saying, well, it makes things a lot easier when it comes to this. And it's like, well, that isn't a reason to get married, is it?
Well,
So she can have all my stuff. I said, I've wrote on a bit of paper that she can have it. But it's something about tax. If you're not married, you have to hand over more. I think you get so much and then it's like ridiculous tax rate.
yeah.
But she's going, that's why we should get married, I'm going to be paying tax. I mean, hang on a minute, she's already like thinking about money loss instead of me disappearing.
Yeah.
She's going, yeah, we should. I said, look, you'll be getting a load of money. I said, if I die on this programme anyway, I'm insured, you'll be getting about £1 million for that.
The field that was there just for birds to live on. We couldn't see any, so we went to the pub.
Headed back to where we were staying for our dinner, I had beef. It was nice enough, but there was a family of 13 behind us. I don't see the point in going out in large numbers. They annoyed me. One of the family asked for sorbet before his next course. He was only about 11. He thought he was it. I said to Suzanne, I've had enough and needed a kip. Watched Planet Earth on BBC One. They filmed a panda for 4 weeks and all it did was sit in its cave. It did nout. If I was Fiat, I wouldn't name one of my cars after them as it suggests it won't work or go very far. It'd be like bringing out a Ford Sloth. No one would buy it.
A Ford Sloth. I would love that ad campaign. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, God.
The new Vauxhall Slug.
We had a look around the local village. There wasn't much to it. We did the usual thing and had a look around the church graveyard to see how old the dead people are.
Suzanne's on every time so far. She's gone to the Cotswolds, the room wasn't ready. She's seen the car park, an empty field, and now let's go and play how old the dead people
I
are.
like the fact that you mentioned we did the usual thing of having a look around the church graveyard. Do you make her do that every time you go away?
I like the fact. I want to know what she did for 2 hours when you slept. Did she just like...
She went to a club and a whale of a time.
No, she just looked out the car park, just like, memories.
But that's what you do, though, isn't it, when you go to these places? There's nothing else, unless you want fudge. Or, you walk around a church graveyard and have a look. There's nothing.
We went home. It took 3 hours to drive back. People say they go to the country to see the wildlife. I saw rabbits, pheasants and a fox on the way home. They were all dead in the road. I was just intrigued to know, because Rob from Burton-on-Trent has sent this in, and he wants to know that, because he's just started seeing someone, and he wants to know what your advice, Carl, is on how to keep her happy. He's just started a relationship with someone. He wants to know what your advice would be to keep her happy, because, he won't have heard that you took Suzanne on that wonderful trip to the Cotswolds, so what's your advice, really, for someone who's just started a relationship? I mean, you've been with Suzanne for, 9 years?
Ages. I don't think you should... have to go out of your way to please him, because then it's not the right person. I think you should just do what you want, and then if they like it, then they're the right ones for you. So don't go out of your way too much. I mean, I got her the posh badge for a birthday. That's once a year. Rest of the time, it's kind of like, I like weird stuff. I like watching weird stuff and all that. Now and again, I won't make her watch it. I'll tape it.
Amazing advice.
But sometimes...
This is amazing advice.
Sometimes you just say, no, come on, the bloke with the 2 heads on, I want to watch it live.
So give and take is what you're saying there.
That's all. It shouldn't be hard. As soon as it's hard, it's not right. So just go about your business. See if she joins in.
Brilliant. Another quote for the book.
Woke up to the Commonwealth Games on the radio. Now, what are you making of the Commonwealth Games? Is that something that interests you? Are you a sports fan?
I'm not really. I mean, Suzanne's sort of been getting up early, especially to watch it. How I feel about a lot of it. It just seems to be sort of wasted. If people are running fast, use it. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just try to beat your own record or someone else's, do something where you do have to run. If you're a good swimmer, be a lifeguard. Don't be messing about going up and down.
I was swimming recently. I do a lot of swimming, and I've never quite mastered my front crawl. Just never quite nailed the breathing, because it's quite tricky, isn't it? You've got to breathe at the right moment. And so I'm in the swimming pool in the local gym, and there's a guy bombing up and down, really doing a great forward stroke. So I waited till he came up, and sort of went, excuse me, mate. I was just watching you when you were doing your front crawl. I was really impressed. Could you just watch me when I do mine and tell me if I'm going
Why
wrong?
would you go to a man?
I know, and that was that was a problem. It's only as I was saying it did I realise what it sounded like. I'd just been watching you swimming up and down. I was really impressed.
And you're both in Speedos.
Both in Speedos. I'm got the goggles on.
Oh, you've got special
orthopaedic, special prescription goggles so I can see when I'm swimming.
How much were they?
quite pricey.
But why do you need them? There's nothing in a pool to look at. It's not like you're scuba diving. There's nothing.
Hold on. Clearly there is something to look at in a pool.
Well, no, I wasn't checking. Well, I was checking him out, but I was checking him out for swimming tips. And he just looked at me when I asked him, "Can you just watch me and offer me any tips?" And he just looked at me like I was just mental.
That is such a strange thing to say. Can you just watch? I don't know how you have the nerve to do that.
Well, it was innocently motivated.
Well, I know it's innocent, but what a strange thing to go up to someone and...
But what civilization are we living in where we can't just ask our fellow man to help us out with our full scroll?
But we're in a society where we can't. But you know that. It's a strange thing to say.
But sometimes it's nice to just think, no, do you know what? I'm not going to fall into the trap of thinking he's immediately going to think I'm gay or that I'm chatting him up. I'm just going to ask him to do me a favour. There's nothing wrong with that.
What if he said, yeah, it's just good, yeah. Do you mind coming and help me with my plastering? You'd have said, no, I can't.
But it's not the same. He's in the swimming pool. He's there in the pool. He's swimming up and down. He's not no skin off his nose to just offer a bit of kind advice. If your car's broken down in the middle of nowhere and someone drives by, it's a generous thing to do. Just stop and maybe look under the bonnet and help them out.
I agree.
But I don't see how that's any different. And he did, and all he asked was that I wake him up. No, he didn't. I'm joking. That's the jingle for Rockbusters, a quiz which I don't think anyone enjoys. I mean, Karl doesn't enjoy writing them, we don't enjoy listening to them, the listeners from the emails are just not interested, so don't know why we bother. But anyway, here we go.
Last week's clues, go.
The first one, it's a cryptic clue, just in case.
No, stop saying cryptic, because they're not cryptic.
Clue with initials of an artist or a band. You work it out, you send in the answers. Right, the first one, the initials were SC, right? And the cryptic clue was, I went into the restaurant on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. The fella making the food, he was there each time.
Okay.
Right? So you've got to think about it, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, just tell us
what is he? He's a cook, isn't he, if he's making the food and that. If he was there on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's the same cook. Right?
Yeah.
So what have you got there?
Same cook.
Same cook.
Sam Cook.
You said same cook.
Yeah, but if I went, the way I look at it is, if I worked in a record shop...
The way you look at it is,
you
get close to Karl and just say,
have you got Sam Cook? I'd go, yeah, sure, he's in the jazz section or whatever. Right, the second one.
Bollocks, that is bollocks, that one.
Go into that woman's store and rip her off, right? So what's a store?
Shop.
Right, if you're ripping someone off, what are you doing?
Stealing.
Another way of...
Conning.
Right, okay. And what is it? It's a shop, it's a woman, so what am I saying?
What's the initial?
C.
Con shop.
Right. It's a woman.
Corner shop. Corner shop.
There you go. So Steve worked that one out. Well done there. The last one.
I'm stunned.
You've had a go at laying down a track, but it ain't perfect.
Go on. What's that?
So a track is...
Yeah, what's the initial?
E.
Okay.
So you've had a go at laying down this track.
Yeah.
So when you're laying down a track, it's like it's a mix, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've had a go at doing it. You've just it ain't perfect. So you could say it's what's another word for not perfect? It's a bit of a
shit.
Bit of a it's a bit rough, isn't it? It's a bit of a rough mix. It's your rough mix.
Your rough mix.
Your rough mix. I've never heard of that band.
That's not bad.
Annie Lennox, isn't it? Your rough mix. So
Your rough mix.
Candice Morris in London got them.
I really don't know what to say.
So sign picture off to her.
I feel embarrassed that we're still doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we're jacking it in a bit.
Should we just not mention it again like it never happened?
Well, let's do monkey news next week.
No, we're not doing monkey news. There's nothing going on. I'd be doing it if there was monkey news going on. It's not going on. We can't do it. Rockbusters has to fill the gap. Are we doing this week's?
Hurry up.
CK.
Depressing.
Oh God, we got this week's to come. I thought this was over.
CK.
Okay, now.
Do you know the songs that you sing at Christmas? That bloke who sings them is brilliant at it, right? CK. Second one. MG. I told the homosexual man that the grape tree was mine.
What?
I told the homosexual man that the grape tree was mine.
And what's the initials?
MG. Right?
Okay.
Bit of an easy one. And I ask you if you believe in Father Christmas, right? What would you say if I asked you? The initial is S.
Is that specifically Ricky?
We might as well keep it as Ricky, yeah. I asked you if you believe in Father Christmas, what would you say?
So have they got? Is there any prior knowledge? Do they have to guess what I'd say?
Well, no, it's obvious what you'd say, right?
Oh, this is so bad.
So
it's an embarrassment, this.
Yeah.
So it's a little quiz. Leave them thinking with that for the next week.
Right, what are you going to learn about next week?
Podcast at rickygervais.com. Just send them in.
Embarrassing. Don't bother. They're shit.
Right.
Well, that's about it for another week. It's the end of number 5. Number 6 next week. Keep coming to rickygervais.com. We'll keep you abreast of things that are going on. We've made a little video, haven't we, Carl? We might pop up there. And we've had a few emails about the old shows. People came into them late in the season, where you can now get all 12 episodes of the first season on iTunes. And I think that's 2 or 3 quid in England, or $5 or so, I'm not sure. But you can get those now, all 12. So, for me, Ricky Gervais, goodbye. From Steve Merchant, goodbye. And from Karl Pilkington.
Right.
Hello and welcome to the all-new Ricky Gervais show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, hello, and Karl Pilkington.
All right.
You say all new, Rick. In what way is this all new? I mean, it seems very similar. It's me and Carl. I suspect we're going to be talking bollocks.
I'll tell you what's new about it. This time you have to pay for it.
Well, that is a nice new development. Yeah, but what about within the content of the show? Any of the classic features, Monkey News?
Well, I think Carl retired Monkey News. I don't know why.
Well, that's been axed.
It's just that we'd sort of done it all. Do you know what I mean?
But will it be coming back in the future?
We might do something with it, yeah.
Good. I think there'd be a campaign, you know. If I know our listeners, and I don't want to, then they'll be doing an internet campaign now to bring back Monkey News.
I just want a quick question, because I'm a bit confused. Is this show 13, because we've just done 12, or is this show 1 of the all-new Ricky Gervais show? I didn't know where we were.
Show 1 of the all-new Ricky Gervais show.
Right.
Is it now?
What do you mean?
Well, that's like that question that I put to you about, say if like we do something wrong to this world, runs out of whatever we need. I don't know how it works.
You put yourself down. I think you do, and I think you.
No, just whatever the reason is. If it,
you are talking yourself out of a job with NASA, putting yourself down like that. I think you know exactly how the world works.
No, but you know, just like. Say if we had to go to another world,
right.
What year would it be?
Yeah.
I explained. I told you. It depends, because it doesn't matter where you start, right? It depends what a year is. A year is a year, because that's how long it takes our planet to go round our sun. A day is a day, because that's how long it takes the world to revolve.
I know, but you can't go to another world and then start changing everything, because people are going to be a bit unnervy about being on different soil. So
but it's not their choice. You can't go to a planet and go, we've got to speed this planet up. It's not going through the space quickly enough.
Yeah, but everybody's, you know, like especially older people, is set in the ways, right?
I don't think older people set in their ways are going to pack their bags and go to Mars.
No, but if they have to. Anyway, that isn't the point. All I'm saying...
Well, they're going to be moaning about days are shorter here, or days are longer, aren't they?
Well, yeah, you know what they like. Change.
People don't care. They like short days. They don't get out of bed, do they, until late? They've got nothing to get up for, and they go to bed early.
Yeah, but it's not just that, is it?
What if it's a longer day, Steve?
Oh, nightmare.
That's your point, isn't it?
But I'm talking about stationery, diaries. Everything's going to be a mess.
Right.
So what do you do? If I was in charge,
Go on.
I'd just say, yeah, carry on. It's 2007, it's September. It's a Thursday. Get on with it.
Brilliant.
I think because people
26 hours later, with a new day, and 480 days later, it's another year, 2008. I was trying to explain to him yesterday in a cafe about telescopes that can see back to the Big Bang.
Why did you do that?
Well, I was trying to explain what a light year was. Then I was explaining to him that, you know, you sit down, you put your telescope on, you're looking at a star, the star explodes. That star exploded 1 million years ago, and he couldn't have it. I was going, you're literally seeing it explode 1 million years ago, because that's how long the light... And I started telling him that, you know, someone on another planet far, far away could be watching the 1980 World Cup final, if they had a strong enough telescope, because that's how long it took to get... look at his face. I can see his head bleeding.
I just don't... So are you saying...
Why did you start doing this in a cafe? Was it a 24-hour cafe? What were you thinking?
But are you saying then there could be an alien fella?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that just like we can see things happening in on other planets, other solar systems that happened millions of years ago, there could be a little alien fella with a telescope watching the Battle of Hastings if he was far enough away.
Do you understand the concept of what Ricky's saying? That light is travelling at a certain speed, which means it hasn't necessarily arrived here yet.
So we could all relive history, though, is what I mean.
No, we couldn't, because we...
No, but whiz backwards.
Well, no. One, you'd have to travel faster than the speed of light.
Yeah, I know, but say if we can do all that...
Well, that's the big thing. You can't.
No, but, it's only a matter of time, isn't it?
Why haven't we?
No, but we're not in a rush to do it, because we can just go back in time.
Well, but if time travel's possible, right, eventually, then it's already happened and they've come back.
Yeah, no, but what I mean is, it's one of those inventions that we're not in a rush to do, because...
No, what I'm saying is, if it's possible, then it will happen, and if it will happen, it has in the future.
Yeah, but we don't know about that yet, do we?
No, but you see my point?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not that great just because you're seeing that far, because there's nothing in the way. You're looking at nothing. Space is nothing. What are you looking at? They say... What do they say? I don't know.
If only you had a saying there at your fingertips.
What I mean is the universe, they say it's non-stop, there's no sides to it.
No, they don't say that. Scientists have never said that.
Now, Carl, I know you're fascinated by the concept of the doppelganger, of seeing someone who looks exactly like you.
Yeah.
Jake has emailed in. He says, Carl, if you could spend a day with an exact replica of you, okay, so somehow they've cloned you, Carl, and you've got him for one day, what would you do with this? What would you make him do? What conversation would you have with him? What would you do? Is there anything you could, how would you utilise him for one day?
Well, they'd both say, I'm not bothered, and that would be the end of conversation.
What would do me head in is, does it think the same way, look the same way,
exactly the same?
Yeah.
How would I know which one I was?
Because you'd be you.
That's amazing.
That's
incredible.
No, because...
That is the most stupid thing ever said by a human being. Can we get the Guinness Book of Records on this? I mean, out there, listen to people, have you heard anything more stupid than how would I know which one I was? It's the most stupid thing any human being has ever said by definition.
But think about it, this other person's going, all right, thanks for meeting up and that. And I go, hang on a minute. No, you came to me. And then Suzanne would come home and she wouldn't know the difference. And then suddenly you'd start doubting yourself. And you go, should I be leaving? Or... So, how do I know if I am that real one, if he knows what I know?
But you know who you are because you're experiencing it.
But he'd be saying that because he'd say, yeah, it's a bit weird,
but you know the truth, you idiot.
How would I know which one I was?
So anyway...
But bear in mind,
what would you do?
You could pass him off as yourself.
What would you do? Would you play tricks? Would you,
You could be in two places at once.
Would you do stings? Would you do scams?
Like Jackass?
No, because it would only end up getting me into trouble, won't it? Because people won't believe that there's another one like me. Otherwise, everyone would be saying that when they get caught robbing. They go, oh, it wasn't me, it was my doppelganger. It can only... I wouldn't want it, to be honest. It's a bit of a headache, isn't it? Because he could be going off, going mental, causing all sorts of trouble, and you go, will you pack it in? And he's going, what are you on about? But then that wouldn't happen, would it? Because he's being me, so he'd be sat wherever I am anyway. Because he'd want to do what I want to do. So, pointless. But I still wouldn't want it.
It's unbelievable.
That was a conversation with himself.
That was amazing.
That was like experiencing what it would be like there was two cars.
Yeah,
he's having a discussion with himself.
We could have left in that time and come back, and he'd be arguing still. That is officially the most stupid thing. If the Guinness World Records, has anyone anywhere in the world said anything more stupid than how would I know which one was me?
But does this mean though that I could just sit at home and not do anything and just send me out on...
Yes.
And when he's seen something happen, I'm seeing it.
No.
You're separate people.
You're separate people.
But then he's not a doppelganger then, is
Well,
he?
you're identical twins then. You found out identical twins and he's got exactly the same input as you. I mean, it's not a real question, is it? It's just a little... Again...
But I said to you the other week about twins and that, how I wouldn't like to have a twin. It's alright when you're a kid, but unless you're a Siamese twin, even they don't even look alike, do they? They're just stuck together. You don't go, oh, don't they look like each other? They have different haircuts. They don't carry that thing on, do they? Like normal twins do. Like normal twins around have the same haircut, wear the same shirt. Siamese twins never look the same. They've just got their arse stuck together.
Again, it's a dialogue in his own head. It's unbelievable.
Okay, we're trying to get more cerebral now in this podcast. There's a lot of science here, real science. Maybe we should call it a spodcast. Mm-hmm. Okay, Carl. This is a logical conundrum. To a certain extent, there's a little bit of lateral thinking because, but there is only one right answer. Now, the pressure here isn't to get this right because I don't know anyone who's ever got this right. The pressure is. One, asking sensible questions, and when I've told you the answer, to then understand it. Because when I've explained this to people, I've laid out for them, they still can't quite get the concept. Okay, so, there's two doors, Carl.
Yeah.
One leads to heaven,
Right.
One leads to hell.
Yeah.
Okay, they're identical, you can't tell them apart. Okay, 50-50.
Right.
Obviously you want to go to heaven, I assume. Right, there's two guards, identical guards, guarding each door. Okay? Right. The one guarding hell always tells a lie. The one guarding heaven always tells the truth. You have to ask one question to find out which is which, and then go through the door you want. What question do you ask?
I've only got one.
Yeah.
And what, one to both?
No, one to either of them. You don't know which one's which though. So what question do you ask?
Why can't I ask, like, both of them? One?
Because it's
Because
not
the rules are you can only ask one. There aren't actually two doors labelled heaven and hell, Carl. It's a leap of imagination here.
And I've definitely got to answer. I've got to ask them a question. I can't just sort of have a feel of the door to see if there's any heat or anything.
They're identical. You stand a few yards away. You cannot tell from the outside of these doors which is which. They're identical. The guards are identical. But the one guarding hell always tells a lie, and the one guarding heaven always tells the truth. What question do you ask?
Can't look through the keyhole or anything.
There's no keyhole.
Let's imagine there's a small rope that prevents you from getting anywhere near, rather like outside a nightclub.
Yeah. What do you ask? What do you ask? What question do you ask? Come on, you only got one. Quick, this is it.
So, they stood there.
Yeah.
They both look the same. They're both smiling.
Yeah.
But one of them's not really smiling, really. He's trying to make me make a mistake, isn't he?
Well, he's just going to lie when you ask him a question, if you ask him.
So what's the point in asking a question? Do I know one of them's going to lie?
Yeah, well, the one guarding hell always tells a lie. The one guarding heaven always tells the truth. These things you know.
But would they be neighbours like this? Would they be that close? Why?
I mean, we're not sure if these two guys get on.
I'll give you a clue. They know who they are, and they know that the one guarding hell always tells a lie, and the one guarding heaven always tells the truth.
So I know that.
No, they know it as well. Doesn't really come down to this, Carl. This isn't what's going to happen when you die.
But when is this useful then?
Because it's a logical... Well, I'll tell you the answer.
No, I want to see if he can get it. He's almost there. No, he's not almost there. What am I thinking?
But there's no shame in not getting it. There's no shame in not getting it. It's a really hard one to get. I mean, the shame is the ridiculous questions you ask. And now I'm going to tell you the answer.
No, hang on, right. So you go up and you go.
Right, hang on. Well, look, let's imagine that. Let's imagine Ricky and I are those two guys. Okay, right?
But we have to. Well, me and Steve will decide which doors we're guarding. Okay.
Right.
Look away, Carl.
Okay,
Right,
then.
so we've decided, okay? One of us is guarding hell and one of us is guarding heaven. Which question